Welcome. So in today's video we are talking all about emotional mastery. So this is going to be practical strategies and techniques to help you conquer your emotions and just have them work for you, not you work for them, and not be a slave to your emotions. Because I know how all encompassing it can be when they control you. It can literally feel like you're drowning and you're suffering. It's horrendous when your emotions control you. So in this video, it's going to be all practical techniques and tools to help you take charge of your emotions. So I want success for all of you. I want happiness for all of you. So this is what this is all about. This is about me giving you free value. I want you to succeed. I want you to be happy. I want you to live an amazing life. And if I can build some trust along the way, fantastic. So let's do this. Let's do this together, okay? Let's do this together. I want you to take notes. I want you to be tuned in, and don't watch this for the sake of watching it. Yeah, maybe if you're at the end of the day and you want to watch something good, yeah, maybe watch it. But this is predominantly for taking notes and strategies to implement into your life to make real impact and change. So this is what it's all about. So I'm just going to give you a little story about how powerful emotions are, and a little anecdote, little story into my own life. So around 3 years ago, I was really struggling with my mental health. I posted about this recently, but it was a crisis. It was an absolute crisis. It was my family suffered, my friends suffered, I suffered. It was horrendous. It was all around emotions, beliefs. So it was just a horrible time. But I remember specifically when I was in school. So I was in St. Coleman's College in Fermoy, and I was really in a bad headspace. My thoughts were awful, my emotions were awful, my beliefs were awful. I was just really unwell, and I was suffering, and I was walking around these hallways, depressed off my head, psychotic off my head. I'm being straight with you. I just want to be completely authentic and transparent. I was depressed and psychotic, and I just remember thinking to myself, a Pitbull song kept coming into my head. "Feel This Moment" featuring Christina Aguilera, and the one line kept coming up into my head, and it was "Long way from them hallways." You know that bit in the song? He's like, "Long way from them hallways," because I was walking through them hallways, and I was really unwell, and I was thinking, one day, I'm going to be a long way from them hallways. I just knew it. One day I'm going to be a long way from these hallways. I'm going to be living an amazing life. I just knew it. Even when I was going through the suffering, when I was going through the trenches, I knew one day I was going to live a great life, and I'm going to be a long way from them home. At least I hoped. I wasn't 100% sure, but I hoped. So about 3 years later, my life turned around. I made an amazing recovery. I made a huge comeback. Mental health fantastic. Like really few things still happening, but not really small. Residual 95% of it is under control, and I'm doing really well. But this was about a year, 2 years ago. So I was coming home from a course. I was doing a counselling and psychotherapy course, and I was starting this business that you're watching at the minute. This coaching business. I was thinking about starting that, and I was just like, I was on my way home. I was in such a good mood because things were going right for me in life, And this song came on, and the song came on, and my state was amazing. I was euphoric. I was in such a good spot because everything in my life is going well, and finally and the song came on, and the line came on, and it was "A long way from them hallways," and my God, I went mad. I was like shouting in the car. I was like, "This is what it's all about." The emotional release when I heard those lines, just when I was living it now. What once was in my mind, one day I'm going to be a long way from them hallways, and then it happened. I was like, I am such a long way from them hallways. I'm doing a counselling and psychotherapy course in a really good college, and I'm starting a coaching business. I'm so fucking far from them hallways, and it was such a full circle moment, and the emotional release I had was I remembered for the rest of my life. It was just so powerful, so potent, and it was just fantastic. It was just unlike anything. I was screaming in the car. I was like, this is what it's all about. This is what it's like. The emotion from, yeah, I'm getting kind of emotional now thinking about it, but I'll control it. But the point is, I just want to show you how important emotions are. Emotion was the key to that. Going from one state of depression to one state of elation. And I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life. And it's all down to emotion. So the key to long-term, this is the next point I want to make, okay? So the key to memories, lifelong memories, the key to them is emotion and information. So I want you to think of your favorite memory from your life. Just think of that for a second. And I want you to notice how that memory is underpinned by emotion. Like emotion makes up it makes memory. It's intense emotion makes memory. That just shows how important memories, the most beautiful thing in life. Memories, the only thing you take with you after you go, and it's all about emotion that makes a memory. So that's just giving you an insight into how important emotions are. And another important point I'd love to make is, let's say you want financial success, you want financial freedom, you want time freedom. It's not the financial and time freedom that you want, it's the emotion attached to that. That's what you want. You don't want the money, you want the sense of freedom, the feeling of freedom, and the feeling of security it will give you. You want the lack of worry it will bring you. See where I'm going with this? It's not the time freedom you want, it's the feeling of love and connectedness, the feeling of connectedness you'll have with your family and friends, the feeling of connectedness, of the feeling of joy, being able to do what you actually want to do with your life. It's not the actual thing, it's the emotion. So I'm just trying to make a point into how important the emotions are. It's behind memories, the things you remember the rest of your life is the memories. Emotions are behind that, and emotions are behind everything you want in your life. That's just, and also they're the number one source of suffering. If we don't have control over our emotions, they can rule you and they can take complete control over your life. So I'm just really trying to emphasize the importance of emotion. Okay, so now let's get into the practical details. Let's get you actionable strategies and tips you can use to improve your emotional health and emotional regulation, so you can master your emotions, you control them, so you can have full control over them, harness them, and have them serve you. Amazing. Let's do it. So step one to any emotional improvement is self-awareness. You have to become aware. You have to shine a light inwards into the darkness so that you can see what needs changing. If you don't know what you want to change, how can you change it? So self-awareness is key, and that comes from asking a question. It can be, what emotion am I experiencing right now? What is the answer to that? You could ask yourself, what emotion is this right now that I am feeling? Because you have to become aware of what you are feeling before you can change it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You can't just change something if you don't know what it is. So that's where emotional intelligence comes in. You have to become aware, self-aware of what is wrong and what needs improvement. So that's step one. You have to be self-aware, and that comes from asking questions, asking inquisitive questions. What needs improvement, and what can I improve? So self-awareness is the key to all emotions. Point number 2 I want to make: stress. So if you are experiencing stress, this will work to low to medium levels of stress, not extremely high. So let's say a client is something's not happening properly with the client, and you're just not happy with how things, and you're feeling that feeling of stress, that feeling in your body. It's just If you zoom out far enough from the earth, this is the earth. If you zoom out far enough from the earth, you can't actually see the earth. I just want to emphasize how fucking mad that is. If you zoom out far enough from the earth, you can't actually see, and you're worrying about what Johnny or Mary thinks of you when you make a little mistake. It's just to put into perspective how small we are in the grand scheme of things. So that's a really useful one I use personally for stress. I love that one. It just puts things into perspective, and it just makes you think in a completely different way, and it eliminates that level of stress. So next up we have detachment, and detachment can be used again for stress at very similar levels, low to medium levels of stress. When, let's say this is the emotion of stress or anxiety or anything like that. This is it. This is you, and you're connected. You are one. You can't get away from it. You are attached to it, and you can't seem to get rid of it. In your mind's eye, in your awareness, in your mind, detach. Take your awareness away from it and almost look at it from a third person, so you're actually watching the emotion. This will give you a sense of objectivity, and you will be able to view it and sense the emotion. Okay, that is the emotion of anxiety, stress. I am now detached from that. I am separated from that. And how you do it is you do it through your mind's eye and your awareness. This is all. So yeah, that's how you do it. Okay. So next one is a fun one. Okay. Emotional agility. I actually made this one up myself. So if there's any person going to write an NLP book in the next few years, I want to be included in it. So this is for when, let's say you're in a good mood, you're in the car, you're on a walk, and you want to feel some nice emotions. You can literally pick, with this technique, you can pick and choose any emotion you want to feel. You want to feel excitement, you want to feel glee, you want to feel enjoyment, you want to feel bliss. I'm going to show you how you can feel that in an instant. So it's called the emotion crane. So what you want to do is you want to visualize a crane. Now you don't have to over visualize it. You can just vaguely visualize it, but it's just I'm just trying to emphasize the kind of the mechanism of it, which is you visualize a crane lifting the emotion. This is the chosen emotion. Crane lifts it up, brings it over, and drops it into your mind, and you feel the emotion here, and then that emotion transfers from your mind into your body, and you get that nice feeling. I'm going to do it right now. So I want to feel excitement, so I visualize the crane lifting it up and dropping it into my mind. I just got that nice feeling, and I love it. So that's emotional agility. If you're in a good mood, you want to feel some nice emotions, emotional agility. Visualize the crane lifting up the emotion over and dropping it into your mind. Your emotional health is totally linked and correlated with your physical well-being. So let's say your sleep patterns are really bad, and you're eating shit, and you're not exercising, and you're drinking. You can't expect your emotions to be going well, like. So you have to look after yourself. You have to get to a reasonable level of well-being in order for you to have properly, healthily regulated emotions. You can't just be drinking all the time and fucking smoking weed and expect to have really good emotions. Do you know what I mean? There's a certain level of you have to start taking care of yourself to have good emotion. You have to keep your hygiene well. And that's just an element of it. It's just another spoke in the wheel that you have to be looking after yourself. But these techniques I've given you are all other spokes in the wheel, and there's other stuff as well. I just won't get into it today. So guys, that's what I have for you today. I really hope you got something out of that. I really hope you did. So yeah, so I just want to thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, maybe save this for later so you can watch it again if you got something out of it. And yeah, let's do it.